we were driving into Vienna, and it had big maple trees. That's why they said Maple Avenue. Just as you get to Morgan's Curve down there. And they all were big, and they bending over like that. And when you started there, it was just sort of dark. You get dark because they had trees all the way in Vienna, coming here until I think just down the Lawyers Road. But they were big trees, and they were.
On both sides of the road was those big maple trees. That's why it was called Maple Avenue.
Maple Avenue.
Because of the big trees.
Yeah.
But the white people and the black people lived together. We didn't live together, but and like on a farm, we lived in the house at the back and the white people lived in front. But the people we would sit at the table, and I didn't know anything but different. We all was doing the same thing. We eating together and we played together too. So I didn't realize that there was a difference.
My parents' home growing up was a field between our home and the school. And we always played in the back area of the schoolyard. We could walk from my house through a path that my father made, and that's what we did on a daily basis. My father, when he got his pretty good sized truck, and he could put the, what do you call the things you put on the side, the railing. He would drive us into DC to go to the movies. And he would the ones who could go always looked forward in going. And we would meet either at the schoolyard or at my parents'
That's true.
home. Yeah.
But then again, you realize you didn't have but 3 movies that you could go to.
Right.
And that was Dumbo, Lincoln, Howard, and Republic. That was 4. Yeah.
But you know, in Georgetown, they had a little place called Mott.
And the Mott did, yeah, that's right. That was in Georgetown. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you have to go to the city for clothes shopping too? I've heard that from some people
Yeah.
say that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We had no stores out here like we do now.
Yeah.
I don't think it was any stores that you could buy clothes.
Did your parents keep gardens, like vegetable gardens?
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
We had a large garden
Large
area.
gardens.
Yeah,
Everybody-
that's right.
And so
Just about
my
everybody
father and
in
mother
Vienna
did
had
all that.
a large garden.
Yeah.
And
Pigs,
cannon.
Chickens.
chickens, and everything. Yeah.
Yes.
You know, that trolley in Vienna, and my mother used to go over there, which was the trolley going through Vienna, and she'd go over there and get her chickens from there. And she would have them come in order, she wanted them to come get a couple of chickens.
And see, my parents in the backyard raised, my father had a section for the pigs, and there was a section for the chickens and so on. And we would go out on a daily basis and gather up the eggs and all of that. Now that part I remember because we had to do it. And so that was the way we got our food with everything you can name that could be was in the garden. I remember, what do you call, taking the feathers off the chickens?
Yes.
Plucking the chickens.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's plucking the chicken, yeah.
Huh.
That's it.
That was back in the day.
Good old days.